Alright, if you're new here, I'm Zeke and 21 years old. Now I'm in university, third year. And if you don't know my situation, I live alone, no friends, just like any other influencers that they claim that they don't have friends. Same thing, being for real. I actually have been off of social media for months, but last week I did it like in the most extreme way, which is that I just cut it off completely. Even but out of get in there and look for like contents or just anything that could inspire me on like reels or shorts or even YouTube. I don't get in there because usually I don't even talk to anyone on a daily basis. I mean, it was good, that I gained control over myself. But what I've learned is that this is like a really big one, that some joy part was absent, because to me, when I spend time on social media sometimes to get joy, and maybe I can laugh from like funny videos. Of course, like everyone loves that, right? And then when it is absent, what did I do then? I look at myself, I was like, shit. I mean, I didn't have anything like to do for fun, or I could not laugh with anything at all with my life since I live alone. But there were literally like some times, after like midnight, it is always like that I would be laughing hysterically, just like because some little tiny like nonsensical things happened. That's it. Like it could be literally just anything. There were literally some moments that I put up my phones, and just looking at it and thinking about my life. That like, damn, my life is so funny. I talk to no one. I don't use social media. I don't have anything going on. I'm broke. Holy fuck, my life is cooked. Like I'm not trying to like make it, sound funny, but to me like it was, and then I was just laughing at myself. Like, holy shit, my life is cooked. And I just laughed at like, as I said, like little thing, I was cooking and maybe like I made a mistake. I forgot to add some ingredients, but I already finished it, so I definitely could not go back in time and fix it. So I just accepted it and just laughed at myself. But what I want to tell you about the benefits of it is that you would actually have like more time. Of course, like you would say like, oh, it's obvious, literally like I read almost every single day. I don't even know if it's every day, but almost every single day, that's for sure. Like for 5 hours, like wow, that's phenomenal because now you got time, I just read a book and then I just got time to work out, journal a little bit here and there. And it was good actually that you could finally do something that you had always wanted to do. And you cannot complain anymore that like, oh, I don't have time, I got this, I got that. But actually your screen time is like what, 8-12 hours, bro? That's insane, right? So you definitely like can explore your thoughts more and emotions, your long-term goals, what you have been avoiding. This is the time that it will surface. And some people, when they know that it would come, that's why they don't choose to be off of social media, because they're afraid of it. I'm not blaming them at all, because some people, they might not have mental resilience for it. It varies, from person to person. So I don't blame anyone. It is your decision. But I would say that it's good that you can literally do the thing that you want to do, going outside, talking to like strangers, whatever, man, that you want to do. And one of the best things is that I think like you stop like feeling insecure about yourself or looking down on your life, since like you don't see like these successful people anymore, or people who got everything's in place already. They got a house, got a wife, got a husband, they repaid their parents, they retired their parents, they can buy whatever they want. You constantly see it every single day, and it's not your choice. Your algorithm chooses it for you. But you also like this kind of content, right? Because you wish that one day it would be you. Don't get me wrong, I also want that. But when you see it every single day, your subconscious mind, it would perceive it as, the thing that most people accomplish, but in fact it's not, right? It's like less than like 0.001% who did that. Literally, I'm not joking. Because look around your city, walk around it, like, I don't know, like 5-10 miles, you would rarely see, a millionaire walk around. Of course, you're gonna see like cashiers, homeless, 9 to 5 workers, students, and people who just fucked up their life, right? That's like what reality really is. But look at what social media, does to us. In a way, it is an illusion, and it has been imprisoning us for a while, that you will never be able to achieve those things, since you don't have the same equipment, you don't have the same support system, so your life is fucking doomed. Man, holy fuck. But then, like, as I said, you got out of it, and then you just start thinking about people uh who's in like social media world, and you would just start living your life. You would see things as it is. It sounds a little bit philosophical, like, you live with yourself. Maybe you would even have more time if you live with your family, to talk with them and spend quality time with them, which is something that is really phenomenal, I would say. Since, if they're not gonna live with you forever, maybe you would move out one day. So spend time with them when you can. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, and you should just make your present worth it, right? A lot of benefits from it, like, so far, you like, you're listening like from me, but I'm not going to demonize it like solely, since I would say that like social media itself is objective, and the reason why it has a negative connotation is because how people misuse it, right? They spend like 8, 10, like, I don't know, like 18 hours a day. Of course, like, it's gonna be bad. That's why, like, you have to be conscious and understand its mechanism, that it wants you to be addicted to it. So I think, like, the first step, if you cannot get rid of it like completely, you can just try to set your daily screen time. Your iPhone definitely has it, so set it. But don't do it like so, dramatic, that like from your daily basis you use it like what, 8 hours, 6 hours, and then you just like, I'm gonna be a different person tomorrow, so it's gonna be 15 or 10 minutes. I can definitely do it. I'm not gonna touch it at all. I swear to God, if it's not sustainable, then you wouldn't be able to make it. Let me put it this way. That is one thing that's for sure. I'm not trying to demotivate you, but I'm being for real. I've tried so many times, like, just cut it out like completely. It didn't work. So just try to like reduce it, like maybe like 2-3 hours, and then like if it is okay for you, next week would be like just 2 or just 1.5, and then just reduce it more and more. But of course, I don't think people can cut it like completely. It is like too unrealistic to me, at least, because nowadays, if you want to advance your future, just anything, it requires you to use like your phones. So it is inevitable that for you to not using it at all, right? Except you are working in like a farm or rural area where you don't have to use technology that often. It would be plausible, let me put it that way. But if you live in the city, then there's literally like no way. I think minimizing the screen time usage as much as possible is enough. Since, man, imagine if you spend like 10 hours daily on it. By like a single month, it is what, 10 hours for 300 hours. Wow. On your phone alone, 300 hours. You barely like live your life. Holy shit. You don't want that, right? That, imagine when you're 60 your grandchild asks you that, oh, grandfather, what did you do in your era? Oh, I used social media 10 hours every single day. Your grandchild would be like, holy fucking shit, you wasted your time so much, you're so fucking dumb, grandpa. I mean, you can't deny it, right? So just do something like and experience real things rather than looking like on your phone, looking at people living their best life, and they just share it on like reels. And the only thing that you can do is just get like dopamine out of it as if you are the one who living that. But in reality, you're just like sitting in a chair or lying on the bed and just like one, two, three, scroll. And in fact, oh, not to mention about short attention span. This one is horrible because when you got like short attention span, you wouldn't be able to like read or do anything for a long period of time since you don't get dopamine instantly the same way as just scroll and then like every 5 seconds you already like get dopamine, endless gratification, right? It also like controls your mood. I would say, imagine the first video is that like extremely melancholic. I'm gonna quote it, right? It's from like random thing that, oh, I'm always alone, nobody loves me, nobody talks to me, I'm just a loser, yada yada yada, just like this. And then you just feel sad because you feel relatable to that quote, right? But then next video just like a guy who pranks his friend, and then you would be laughing like, bro, you would be bipolar. I'm not joking. Like you your brain like it switches mood like from the far left to like the far right, like sad, happy, cry. Like, bro, that's insane. You're gonna be bipolar one day if you let external variables control your emotions. Then it is almost like you are a slave. You don't think for yourself, you don't feel for yourself, you let things control how you feel, how you think. Man, like you don't choose anything for yourself. You let that phone decide things for you. Also with like belief, I would say it is a time that you would finally have for yourself to question your existing belief, your traumas. I often emphasized this in my video since it is really important to examine it, to understand yourself more. Because if you don't know who you are really well, or you don't understand yourself quite well, I believe that people will say that like, oh, I know myself, I am disciplined, I love cooking, I like black, I like dogs, etc. Right? That is something that is very surface, and you should get deep into it, just like dig inside it and trying to get like the real answer from it. Even I know that a lot of things you need to accept the fact that you are not perfect and you might be wrong or you might misinterpret it for your whole life. You just need to scrutinize it, like sit or like walk outside alone, looking at nature and think about it deeply. I mean, it is that deep. I swear to God, it's that deep. Analyze things about yourself, not about like how others think about you, how that goes, things about you. Man, like first understand yourself first, okay? Especially like your traumas. This is something that I often like recommend people to do, since when it is labeled as a trauma, whether it is a near-death experience or your biggest fear, you should understand why you fear it. And is it actually true? Like, ask it like to get the final answer. You ask it why. Just be honest with yourself, because at the end of the day, knowing the truth is better so that you would understand the underlying reason, not just something that you think that it is. Then your brain is gonna think that like, oh, it is definitely this one, since it is the most common one, right? I mean, it's quite vague. Okay, let me give you an example. You fear abandonment, right? Since when you were a child, your parents, they left you alone quite often and you got to live you got to live alone. And now you grew up, you also project that onto your partner. You're afraid that she's going to leave you. And, there are so many times that you are very dramatic, because in fact, even if she has no intention to leave you, but you were so fearful for that, which is not your fault. But you got to like examine. I know that it would be uncomfortable and it could be very tragic to think about. But when you overcome it and be able to talk about your trauma, like without feeling the tension or heavy on your chest, then that is the time that you finally accept it as a part of yourself, not something that determines your entire life, that you're going to be fearful of abandonment forever. No, don't do that. Okay, now that you know that you are scared of like abandonment, and then you ask yourself like, why am I scared of it? Because your parents left you. But why is it like that? Like, can I live alone? Maybe the reason underneath it is that you are afraid of being left alone. Because underneath like abandonment is being left alone. And ask yourself that like, why wasn't I okay with it? Is it because I need someone, or is it because, I just yada yada? I don't know. Just too specific. You can ask yourself like more and more till you get your final answer, and that is the thing that I want you to do. Okay? Wow. I mean, this social media, like being off of it, like you get a lot of things, but you gotta actually be off of it, not just like, oh, let me just scroll for half an hour. I think you can try it like at least like a week, cut it out like completely, but then you can just like try to get back to it, since you would change a lot when you finally have time with yourself, and you would see whether you would like it or not, the life without social media, since it is known for something that is negative and people are addicted to it. I think that is pretty much overall already, since it is already like 20 minutes. It's quite long, my bad. But I hope that you got something out of it. It is really good that I was out of it for like a full week. Man, like, I mean, it's quite peaceful, and quiet. I don't feel anything like about like that is quite negative, or I don't have to compare myself to anyone. Just live my life and get to know like what I want. And I think that's it. I hope that you got something out of it from this video. If you like this video, you can comment down below, or just if you have any comment, just say it. I'm gonna go and read it. Okay, whether it's negative, positive, your opinion, you like this, you don't like that, you hate this, you hate that, whatever. I'm gonna go and read it, alright? And thanks a lot for watching until here. I feel grateful for that. Even you just watch it, thank you a lot. And that is pretty much overall. And I hope to see you in the next video. See you guys.